Amid a passionate hashtag We Want Cody social media movement and uncertainty surrounding the WrestleMania 40 card, WWE hit the USA Network airwaves tonight for another edition of Monday Night Raw, headlined by Cody Rhodes renewing his rivalry with Shinsuke Nakamura in a bull rope match. The American Nightmare figured to be the topic of the conversation tonight, following this past Friday night's episode of SmackDown that curiously saw him step aside and give up his match with Roman Reigns in favor of The Rock. What did the 2024 Royal Rumble winner have to say? And would he be able to score another big win over the artist? Find out now with this recap of the latest episode of WWE's flagship show. For This Is Ridiculously Raw. Welcome, everybody, to Ridiculously Raw, the most must-see show on YouTube and StreamYard.com today. I am your host, Anthony Florio, joined as always by good old MF Michael Fletcher. We are awaiting the presence of the phenom Michael Bullock. Mr. Bullock and I, of course, coming off another one of our legendary Raw chats as always, and we are awaiting his presence. And we hope to have him with us very shortly. But for right now, let's dive right on in as we continue on the road to WrestleMania. Of course, we have one more pay-per-view before that, the Elimination Chamber in Perth, Australia, in a couple of weeks. Monday Night Raw live tonight from the Enterprise Center, formerly the Scottrade Center, formerly the Kiel Center, St. Louis, Missouri, on the USA Network. And we start off with an in-ring segment. We had the World Heavyweight Champion, Seth freaking Rollins. Whoa. He's in there, and you heard the crowd. The crowd immediately. The boos for The Rock. The We Want Cody chants. And Seth Rollins says, I want Cody too. So he's like, Cody Rhodes, come on down. And then Cody Rhodes comes out, monster pop. The woes are in full effect. And of course, we pick up right where we left off from this past Friday night on SmackDown. But Seth Rollins, of course, saying, I need this match more than you do. But then he was interrupted, and then they were both interrupted by Drew McIntyre. And then McIntyre actually pleads for Cody, hey, finish the story, Cody. And go after Roman. So this way that'll free me up to go after Seth in the World Heavyweight Championship. So that's basically what was said in a nutshell here. So it was World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins kicking off the show and wasted little time calling Cody Rhodes out, seeking an answer to whether the two of them would dance at WrestleMania 40 in one of the night's main event bouts. Cody made his way to the ring, but before he could answer, Drew McIntyre interrupted. He disingenuously attempted to convince the American Nightmare to finish his story, opening Seth Rollins up to defend the World Heavyweight Championship against him on the grand stage. A cheap shot to the Visionary and a quick exchange with Cody ended with McIntyre fleeing and the babyfaces standing tall. Drew McIntyre was great here, but nothing about this made any sense or helped clarify what is going on in the minds of the creative forces within the company. Some will argue that it is early and we should enjoy the ride. But when the ride lacks sense or direction and feels too thrown together, that ride is significantly less fun. And Seth said, that sounds like a pretty big pop to me, referencing Roman Reigns' dig that the world champ doesn't get the same reaction that he does. The crowd unleashed a heartless Rocky sucks chant, to which Michael Cole responded on commentary, is it 1996 again? Seth said, I need this match as much as you do, claiming he needed to prove he is the best by beating the man who previously beat him 3 consecutive times. And McIntyre said, you know what happens in Roman's matches? No one wants to fight for it anymore because we know the finish. His family is going to interfere every single time. McIntyre said, the most valid, least petty point he has made since turning heel. A very good segment to start this show here tonight. So You can make an argument this was the segment of the night, if I'm going to be honest with you, although there was another segment just as good. But I think this one was just a smidgen better. So there isn't really anything else left to say except there were hashtag We Want Cody signs that were being handed out in St. Louis tonight. So read into that what you will.
And apparently, Anthony, I actually got a little more insight, but I'll let you finish your thought before I jump in.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. The more insight, the better. So there isn't anything else. There's not really anything else left for me to say, except this, to me, by a smidge, was the segment of the night. Although there's another segment later on that was just as great, but this one was just a smidgen better. So there isn't anything else left to say here, except MF, your thoughts on that opening segment. And let's not forget, Thursday night, press event, Las Vegas, Nevada. What could possibly happen during that?
Supposedly, we might actually get the answers we're looking for. And apparently, if you heard Michael Cole, he even admitted it, that nothing has been confirmed or official as of yet for WrestleMania. So, yes, there was rumors about Rock and Roman, and it looks like they are at a collision course. However, what happens to Cody? Is he going after the World Heavyweight title? Could he still be going after the WWE Championship? And finishing the story then, what was the deal that Rock and Cody cut for us to get to this point? And what's going to be the outcome of the World Heavyweight title situation? I think right now, at first, I think everybody was freaking out, but about Rock getting the opportunity. I honestly think now we might be getting Rock and Roman night 1, Cody and Roman night 2, and at WrestleMania. So I think that's what's going on now. I think that's what's happening. And as far as Seth Rollins goes, as much as I know Seth wanted Cody, I'm sorry, Seth, I don't think you're going to get it. I think now there's a couple of other challengers that now has a shot that's declaring their vision to become the World Heavyweight Champion. So we might get ourselves a triple threat on that. And then what we've been hoping for, what we've been praying for, we just might actually get Cody finishing the story with Roman Reigns. But again, we gotta hope and we gotta hold out till Thursday, because right now it looks like everything is on the table right now. So who knows how this looks? But I will say this: all that We Want Cody signs, they were actually passed out by WWE. They know what's going on. They actually were like, okay, we see the hashtags. You wanna fire the crowd up? You wanna get a frenzy? Here, we'll give you the signs. We'll give you the piece of papers. Hold it up, show it to the world, voice your opinions, voice your things. Triple H and the creative team, even though they made us think we like they might be setting us up, boys, I'm telling you, I think they're swerving us, and they're trying to make us think, oh, Rock had his hand in this. Rock was manipulated the situation. He got himself into the main event against Roman. Did Rock ever say anything about the WWE Championship? No. Cody said, I want you to lose everything. So what is going to happen? This is what happens. Rock, Roman, tribal combat at WrestleMania. for the right to be the head of the table, the tribal chief of the Olowani family name. That's going down at night 1. Cody, you still get your shot at night 2 for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship in the main event, as you rightfully deserve. That's what's happening now. I ain't no Johnny come lately from the block. I had to step back and start looking at things, and then it hit me. It dawned on me. Holy shit. Cody will still get to finish the story, but remember, Rock never said a word. Cody made it abundantly clear to Roman, you are going to lose everything. That's exactly what Cody wants. He wants him to lose the tribal chief status. He wants him to lose the head of the table. He wants him to lose the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. And he's hoping and banking and praying that he loses it all at WrestleMania. That's the ultimate end game. That's the move that they've been doing. So while everybody was losing their freaking minds, pissing, poo-pooing, bitching and moaning and groaning and crying like a bunch of whiny babies, Triple H and the creative, they were like, you put us in a position, you backed us into a corner, Rock. How do you get us out of this mess? Tonight was the first indication that there actually is something going on, that they actually do have a direction, and they know what the F they're doing. So you know what? Just like with the New England Patriots, in Belichick we trust. Tonight, let me make my effing stand. I trust Triple H. Bullock, it's yours.
Whew. Man, Florio, I don't know how in the world we're going to follow that. I mean,
my gosh.
You
wonder why he's our hype man. You wonder why he's our hype man.
I was just about to say that, but man, I don't even know if I can follow that. But I will do my best. Which I probably it's probably not going to work, but I mean, here's the thing. I mean, you could say all this, but we all have to keep an eye on Thursday. Because remember, they have that WrestleMania kickoff press event in Las Vegas. So everybody's going to have their eyes and ears on Vegas. I mean, but I'm also with you, Fletch. I trust Triple H. And with all the tweets that I've seen, something's going to happen. And I think it could be that. And Cody will get to finish the story. I mean, yeah, because I'll tell you this right now. I mean, if they stick to this whole thing and it's just Rock Roman for the undisputed Universal title, the fans are gonna crap their pants all over this, and they're gonna probably be like, you know what? Why the hell should I pay my money to watch a match that I don't give two craps about? And there'll be some people that will probably be like, I want my damn money back. Give me my damn refund. So, yeah, we gotta wait and see what happens. But like you said, Fletch, and I'm gonna agree as well. I trust Triple H. They're gonna try to fix this problem. But on a personal level, well, I discussed this with you, Florio. You already know about it, Fletch. I don't know if you've heard about it. But this is really getting out of hand because I heard that The Rock's daughter, Ava, has been getting death threats from those in the IWC. I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, if you want to be upset at The Rock, that's one thing. But you want to go after and send death threats to his daughter, who has no say in this. She has nothing to do with this. To those people who did that, you don't have an effing soul. I mean, it just disgusts me with the way people are. I mean, you want to go after someone like The Rock, that's one thing. But going after his daughter who has nothing to do with it, that is where I draw the freaking line. And you guys know how I feel about situations like this. It's things like this that just drives me boiling mad.
Just goes to show you how toxic the IWC can be.
Yeah, they are toxic, and I just hope the rest of the Rock's family doesn't get these same death threats too. But all in all, this was a really good segment. I mean, a good way to start it off. And man, I mean, please, Florio, just take it before I really go off the deep end and attack all these so-called IWC people who, as far
Twitter
as I'm concerned,
Twitter troglodyte.
Oh, how did you say it?
It's actually a Mauro Ranallo expression. Twitter troglodytes. So
yeah, who that
was Mauro Ranallo who coined
who decide to waste their freaking time out of their day to troll people like The Rock's daughter.
Yeah, has absolutely nothing to do with this whatsoever.
Give me a freaking break with that. Give me a freaking break.
Right there with you, Bullock. Right there with you. And as the late great Bill Withers once famously sang in his hit song, "Ain't No Sunshine," leave the young thing alone. That's all there is to it. Leave the young thing alone. So
yeah, exactly. So, you know what I call them? I call those who send those threats to her, I call them fake members of the IWC.
Oh yeah.
Fake. And if you fake people have got a problem with that, you know what I say? And I'm sorry to say this, Florio. I know this is your channel, but y'all can kiss my ass.
Well said. Well said. So, and to put it all to rest, if you saw the YouTube video that they posted on their channel from Friday Night SmackDown, the most disliked video in the history of WWE's YouTube channel as of now.
Try 600,000 dislikes.
I rest my case. So there you go. Let's move on to more positive things. Don't worry, there'll be more about that soon enough. Well, we lost MF for a moment, but hopefully he comes right back. But maybe his connection dropped or something, or maybe he hit the wrong button. I don't know. But, it is what it is. But yes, 600,000 dislikes indeed. And a lot of people upset. A lot of people here on YouTube going nuts about it. A lot of big name vloggers here. So, yeah, very compelling videos to say the very least. I've watched them a lot over the last couple of days or so. All right. While we await for MF to make his return, which hopefully will be in a moment or so. First match of the night.
Yeah,
and it's a big one.
There's one more thing I want to say. They're nothing more than a bunch of absolute horrible yes men.
Yeah, okay. So with that being said, move on to our first match of the night, and it's a big one. Fatal 4-way tag team match. Of course, we all know this past Friday night on SmackDown, Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne won a fatal 4-way of their own, defeating the likes of Pretty Deadly, Los Lotharios, Humberto Carrillo and Angel Garza, and the LWO, Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde. Bate and Dunne won that match Friday night on SmackDown. And this upcoming Friday night on SmackDown, will meet the winner of this fatal four-way match between DIY, the Creed brothers, Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci of Imperium, and the New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. Winning team will face Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne this Friday night on SmackDown, and the winner of that match will then go on to challenge Finn Balor and Damian Priest for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view on February the 24th in Australia. Winners of the match in 17 and a half minutes. That's 17 minutes and 30 seconds. Winners of the match and advancing to SmackDown Friday night, DIY, Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa. They're going to Australia. So while we await for MF to come back, hopefully he does. Michael Bullock, we'll start this off with you here. DIY winning this match 17 and a half minutes, and they will now face Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne this Friday night on SmackDown in Charlotte for the right to challenge Balor and Priest for the undisputed tag team championships at the Elimination Chamber in Australia. And boy, howdy, did we have fun with this during our Raw chat tonight, huh?
Oh man, I mean, what a match this was. You know what? I'm actually going to go as far as to call this the fight of the night. I mean, when you got four caliber teams fighting to move on to Friday night on SmackDown, you know it's going to be something good, and that's what we got here. I'm going to give this somewhere between 3.5 to 4. I mean, this was a really good match here. I mean, the action was just spot on, and I believe the right team went over here. So, yeah, DIY, Tyler Bate, and Pete Dunne for the right to face Finn Balor and Damian Priest for the undisputed tag team titles in Australia. Yeah, that's going to be really good come Friday night. So 3.5 to 4. And as far as I'm concerned, this is the fight of the night. It's yours, Florio.
I'm right there with you, Bullock. I agree. Ciampa and Gargano won an action-packed match in which the intense rivalry between the New Day and Imperium continued to heat up, and both Creed brothers once again showed out. Despite the jaw-dropping feats of athleticism, dramatic near falls, and frenetic pace, it was the veteran tandem that earned the win and set up the aforementioned match with fellow NXT cornerstones. DIY versus British Strong Style is going to tear the house down on Fox this Friday night and should be a must-watch match for any wrestling fan. That the winner of that match will then head to Elimination Chamber and compete against the Judgment Day's Finn Balor and Damian Priest is even more appealing. The Creed brothers' raw athleticism and willingness to throw their bodies around the squared circle is always impressive. Tommaso Ciampa delivered white noise to Xavier Woods from the top rope and on to the rest of the competitors on the floor. Kofi Kingston broke out a famouser in a nice ode to WWE Hall of Famer and current AEW competitor who's 1/3 of the AEW Trios champions, the Acclaim, that being Daddy Ass himself, Billy Gunn. So not much more to say about that. So a slight disagreement on the rating, Bullock. I think you underscored it just a smidge. I'm going to give this between 4 and 4.25. But I do agree with you that it is the fight of the night. Absolutely. So they tore the house down tonight. We knew it was going to be good. We just didn't know it was going to be that good. I mean, my goodness. So not much more to say on that. We're still awaiting for MF to make his return. So with that, we move on to our next match of the evening. Now, of course, as you all know, also this past Friday night on SmackDown, in addition to all the controversy, of course, we had our first official match announced for WrestleMania 40. That being Bayley, the winner of the 2024 Women's Royal Rumble, and rightfully so. And she made her choice, and she will be challenging her now former Damage Control partner, Io Sky, for the WWE Women's Championship. That's now official for WrestleMania 40. That's the only match that is officially confirmed for WrestleMania 40. So as a result of that, earlier this evening, Raw General Manager Adam Pearce took to social media and announced that, well, Rhea needs a dance partner for WrestleMania and for her Women's World Championship. Okay, we got MF back in. MF, you only missed one match. The Fatal 4-Way match, DIY, Creed Brothers, Imperium, New Day, DIY winning 17.5 minutes. They are now going to face Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne on your show, SmackDown, Friday night, and what's going to be an absolute show stealer banger.
That will definitely be a show stealer banger. You can even make an argument for fight of the night. That's how good this match was. This was easily 3.5 to 3 3/4. Maybe a slight chance at 4. I don't think it'll definitely get 4, but at least 3.5, 3 3/4. So back to you.
All right, and MF, I'm going to have you lead off since Bullock led off the last match because of what happened on your end.
Because of my little connection issues. No problem.
Okay, I figured it was that. Okay, and here you go, MF. It's only fitting because it was your girl, the man, Becky Lynch, squaring off against Shayna Baszler, and I was just setting up the backstory here. Of course, as we all know, once again, this past Friday night on SmackDown, Bayley, the winner of the Women's Royal Rumble, made her choice. And in what is officially the only true match announced for WrestleMania 40, Bayley challenging Io Sky for the WWE Women's Championship. That leaves Rhea without a dance partner for WrestleMania and her Women's World Championship. So Adam Pearce, general manager of Raw, took to social media and announced that there will be, and as we all suspected all along, and to the surprise of none of us, there will be a women's Elimination Chamber match at the Elimination Chamber in Australia, and the winner of that match will challenge Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship at WrestleMania 40. First qualifying match of this particular chamber match, and it was a return match in a sense, nearly 4 years in the making. It was a rematch of WrestleMania 36, when it was the man Becky Lynch squaring off against Shayna Baszler. You remember these two threw down for the Raw Women's Championship. WrestleMania 36, Becky went over, even though a lot of people, including myself, still to this day feel that Shayna should have won the title here, but story for another day. But Becky Lynch, Shayna Baszler to qualify for that big Women's Elimination Chamber match. Winner of the match in 12 minutes and 40 seconds, and the first woman to qualify for the Elimination Chamber match, the man, Becky Lynch. MF, I think we have our odds-on favorite to win it.
Yeah, you definitely have to make an argument that she is the odds-on favorite. A lot of people kind of feels like she probably will win the tournament, will win this match, and that will set up Rhea versus Becky for the World Women's title at WrestleMania, which it definitely could be. You know, you never know how that plays out. That could definitely be one hell of a match. But at the end of the day, they did what they had to do. They got the job done. They got a big, she got a big win here, and it's upward and onward. So if you're right now, Becky's trying everything in their power. She knows that she let one get away, that heartbreaking loss at the Royal Rumble, and now she just wants a shot. She wants a golden opportunity. Could she get it? We'll wait and see, but definitely she's one step away, and now she goes off to Perth, Australia. She's gonna be down in that part of the world to try to get her ticket, the golden ticket to Philadelphia, try to get to the Philadelphia so that she can fight for the women's world title against Rhea Ripley. So we'll see. But at the end of the day, big win. Michael Bullock, I say about a 3-star bout. It's yours.
Yeah, I'll give this about maybe 3.25 on this one. I mean, yeah, the outcome was never in doubt because obviously, I mean, Becky, she needed to win this, especially after what happened in the Women's Royal Rumble. And the thing is, I think she definitely is going to be the odds-on favorite, and I think she's going to win this and face Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. So, well, first we got to find out who else is going to be joining her. So we'll see as we go on. So nothing more to say. It is yours, Florio.
Well, the only thing that we do know as far as who else will be in this match, it was also announced tonight that next Monday night on Raw, from the legendary Rupp Arena in Lexington, Kentucky, the home of the Kentucky Wildcats, the next Elimination Chamber qualifying match, Zoe Stark is going to go one-on-one with Liv Morgan. I think we all know who's winning that match next week. So, and I'm going to tell you right now, yes, Becky's the odds-on favorite, but watch out for Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan's got history with Rhea Ripley, too.
And not only that, but you also have to think about that if Becky is the odds-on favorite, I think we can say legitly that Liv Morgan's probably the sentimental favorite.
Yes.
Going into that match because I'm telling you right now, if there's one woman that has the WWE universe by her side, it's Liv. There's a lot of Liv Morgan fans. If you've been watching, if you've been reading it, if you've been seeing it, especially on social media, they love Liv. A lot of them love Liv. So Liv Morgan definitely has a shot to really do some damage.
Absolutely. So we'll see how that goes next week. But
and to throw a monkey wrench into what everybody really wants to see,
Becky and Rhea. Yeah. If it ends up being Becky and Rhea, I'll say what I've been saying all along. It could give Rhea and Charlotte from last year's WrestleMania a run for its money for greatest women's match in WrestleMania history. But here's another interesting number here, guys, that I just came across here. Did you know, guys? This is going to be Becky Lynch's first time ever in the Elimination Chamber. She's never been in the chamber before until now. Becky Lynch will compete in the Elimination Chamber for the first time in her Hall of Fame worthy career following her victory over Shayna Baszler tonight. The resilient, fiery Becky fought back and delivered the manhandle slam for the win in a good competitive bout that served as a reminder of their in-ring chemistry. It is almost astonishing that the former champion has been around as long as she has been, but has yet to compete inside the Elimination Chamber. Given the previous confrontation with Rhea Ripley, in which she expressed her need to challenge the Eradicator and beat her at WrestleMania 40, Becky should be the clear favorite to win in Perth, Australia, regardless of who else makes the field. Speaking of which, the beautiful Kathy Kelly interviewed Liv Morgan, who said her path of revenge ends with Ripley and starts next week against Zoe Stark in the next Elimination Chamber qualifying bout. Michael Cole did a great job on commentary, reminding fans of Shayna's dominance in the 2020 Elimination Chamber match, in which she beat every other competitor. She took out the entire field alone in that match. A victory in that match propelled her to WrestleMania 36, where she came up short of dethroning the women's champion at the time, Becky Lynch. Baszler trapped Lynch's hand in the ring steps and kicked it, setting up her target for the rest of the bout. And this was another example of WWE's inconsistent heating up of Shayna Baszler from time to time, usually when it benefits them. 3.25 stars. That's my rating for this. So, and speaking of Rhea Ripley comes out, cuts an angry promo, and she made it simple. She made it clear and to the point. She wanted Nia Jax. That prompted Raw General Manager Adam Pearce to come out, and he says, Rhea, we're not doing this tonight. I will, however, give you what you want. It will be you versus Nia Jax for the Women's World Championship at the Elimination Chamber in your home country of Australia. Woo-wee. Gentlemen, are you? I swear, I'm hearing that Road Warrior 87 pop right about now. Rhea is gonna get one hell of a hero's welcome. This is literally going to be Money in the Bank 2011 all over again. Rhea Ripley's going to get the CM Punk like raucous ovation, and Nia Jax is going to get the heavy boo birds a la John Cena in that match. So it is official, gentlemen and friends out there. We have our first real official match that has now officially been confirmed for the Elimination Chamber in Perth, Australia, and it's only fitting that it's Australia's golden girl, Rhea Ripley, as she will defend her Women's World Championship against Nia Jax. Perfectly booked. I mean, nobody has more heat in the women's division right now than Nia Jax. You couldn't have asked for a better opponent, because they want Rhea to get that hometown, home country pop, all of the British Bulldog at SummerSlam 92, for example. When I think about what's going to happen on that night, my sides are aching just thinking about that awesomeness to come. But like I said, Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley hit the ring and raged over the attack she suffered at the hands of Nia Jax last week. Raw General Manager Adam Pearce interjected himself in the promo, revealing he has booked the Eradicator versus Nia Jax at the Elimination Chamber in Perth. This brought out Nia Jax, who benefited from security holding Rhea back, rushing across the ring and squashing her in the corner. She flattened the champion from there and left to a chorus of boos, while Ripley was left writhing in pain. WWE has done a fantastic job of building Jax up into an irresistible and unstoppable force. She enters Elimination Chamber as a legitimate contender, but also the perfect heel opponent for Rhea Ripley, who is destined to be the biggest babyface on the card as she competes against her fellow Aussies. So, and Rhea is such a star. From her presentation to the way she commands attention, she is exactly what her greatest supporters in the company expected she would be. And Nia Jax, whether you like her or not, and Bullock, I know you can't stand her, but from a professional standpoint, Nia Jax is doing the best work of her career right now, and has absolutely earned this championship match at Elimination Chamber.
I mean, I agree with that, but here's the thing. I told you about this. I mean,
yes.
I hate to say this, but I mean, I know some people are going to hate me for what I'm about to say. I mean, they need to get rid of Nia Jax, because who was the one that brought her back?
Well, a gentleman that we don't really mention, but we'll mention by his true name, Mr. McPervert.
Yeah. I mean, and the other reason is just because of the threat that she is to the women's division. I mean, her talent-wise, yes, but the thing is, she was brought back by the guy we just mentioned.
Yeah. So, but
I mean, I know there's going to be people who are going to disagree with me on it, but that's just how I personally feel.
I know that's how you feel about it personally, but professionally, you couldn't have asked for a better opponent for Rhea to get that monster pop in Australia.
Oh, no doubt about it.
So that's really all there is to say on that. So with that, we move on. Our only real cutout of the night, a mixed tag team matchup. Ivar and Valhalla squaring off against Akira Tozawa and Maxine Dupree. Ivar and Valhalla win the match 2 minutes and 5 seconds. That was a dud. We're not even gonna, waste too much time on that. So, if I had to put a thought on it, I mean, the match was too fast, rushed even for it to accomplish much. The feud does not feel like it's over, as evidenced by the look on Maxine's face as she watched Ivar and Valhalla celebrate from the floor. That may be a good thing in terms of keeping them busy, but this feels very much like a feud that has run its course. So we're just going to move on. We had The Miz squaring off against JD McDonough. And The Miz wins the match in roughly an even 9 minutes. Solid 3 here. Whether you like truth or not, the Truth stuff has been fantastic. And even if you would prefer it not to involve a faction that is supposed to be destructive like the Judgment Day, it has gotten all involved more over than had they not done business. Back and forth encounter saw R-Truth interrupt and throw t-shirts into the crowd, even collecting money for some. And that distraction proved costly for the very Judgment Day teammates he claims to be tight with, as Miz capitalized and delivered skull-crushing finale for the win. About 3 here. Truth sole concern for Dominic after Miz wiped him out at ringside against pledging allegiance to Judgment Day instead of his awesome Truth teammate Miz. So somewhere between 2.5 and 3, if I'm going to be honest with you. Solid middle of the road kind of match. So I don't know what else there is to say. I mean, MF, it looks like could they possibly be pushing for Miz and R-Truth to possibly be future tag team champions down the line, maybe even at WrestleMania?
Yes. I think we're going to get the Awesome Truth versus Judgment Day for the undisputed WWE tag team titles. I think it's not only a possibility that it could happen, I think it legitimately will happen at WrestleMania. I really believe that we are on the verge of a setup for that match. I totally agree with it. Yes. I think the Miz winning the match was a nice touch. I thought they did a really good job setting it up. I think they did I think the outcome was fine for what it was worth, and I can't wait to see what they bring to the table next. But I think we could legitimately see that possibly happen at WrestleMania. Yes, Anthony. I don't think it's as far-fetched as it looks. I think this could be like Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens was about a year ago when they finally toppled the Usos to win the tag team titles. I think R-Truth and The Miz might be setting themselves up to become the next tag team champions. I think they might be the one to end the Judgment Day reign at WrestleMania. So yes, Bullock, it's yours.
Yeah, I'll give it about maybe 2.5 to 3 on this one. I mean, it was a good match. It definitely could have been better, but yeah, I definitely could see Miz and R-Truth becoming the champions at WrestleMania, but we'll just have to wait and see on it. So nothing more for me to say, so it's yours, Florio.
Yes, indeed. So, all right, now we move on to the other big segment of the night. Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion Gunther made his way to the ring to celebrate over 600 days with the title. Of course, it's technically 605 days now as of tonight, and told his Imperium teammate Ludwig Kaiser that while he appreciated the decor, not to do it again. After all, no man can beat him. Jey Uso took exception, making his way to the ring. The two verbally sparred before a disrespected Jey Uso threw down with Gunther, leaving the champion to flee to the sanctuary of the floor before standing tall. And with that, gentlemen, I think we might have another WrestleMania program on our hands. So MF, main event Jey Uso. Could he be the guy to finally end the reign of terror of the Ring General? Possibly in the Yellow Delph?
Oh, man. This is a little bit of a right field call because for months, I think everybody was saying, I think we were setting up for Jimmy versus Jey. I don't know, Anthony. I don't know if this is going to happen. I mean, maybe Australia for Elimination Chamber might be more realistic. But as far as for WrestleMania, I don't think this is the match. I honestly still believe, and I'm holding out, that they might be threatening to do a
brother match.
I think they might be doing Jimmy versus Jey.
That's right.
Honestly, I think it might be Jimmy versus Jey at WrestleMania. So I would love to see it. And I would love to see Jey Uso become the Intercontinental Champion because, let's be realistic, Everybody pins him and thinks about him being the guy, being a great individual, a great tag team wrestler. But I don't think he's had any solo success just yet. I mean, to become the Intercontinental Champion would be massive for his career. Huge. But honestly, I don't think it's gonna happen. So, I mean, I think Australia is definitely the opportunity. But again, the one person we've been hearing about is Braun Breaker. What about his opportunity? Where does he fall in the whole thing? So I don't know, guys. I think right now it's kind of a little bit of a wishful think more than anything else. But hopefully we get it. But I'm not holding out hope here, guys. So, Bullock, it's yours.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this too, and I mean, Florio, I appreciate you thinking that, but I think that's more of a reach for this. I mean, I think what they're shooting for is Jimmy versus Jay at WrestleMania. I mean, why on earth would they have Jimmy and Jay face off when they were the first two men in the men's Royal Rumble match? I mean, I think that's what's going to happen. I think it's going to be Braun Breaker against Gunther, and I think Braun Breaker is going to be the one to throw him. Maybe they do Jay against Gunther at Elimination Chamber. So, yeah, so we'll wait and see on that. But I thought it was a good promo. I mean, so there's nothing more to say. It's yours, Florio.
Yeah, you're right. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, we could see Jay and Gunther at Elimination Chamber, maybe. I do know next Monday night on Raw, we're gonna have ourselves a 6-man tag team match. Jey Uso and the New Day squaring off against all 3 members of Imperium. So definitely something to keep an eye on next Monday night at the legendary Rupp Arena in Lexington, Kentucky. But and with that, we maybe I should have rephrased it. We maybe have a WrestleMania program. Jey Uso has never held a singles title in his acclaimed career. Gunther discounted his work with Jimmy, setting the table for Uso to defeat him and win the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. A red-hot babyface against one of the best and most credible heels on the roster is a recipe for success. That's the argument I can give you for that. Gunther made the cardinal wrestling mistake by claiming there was no man worthy enough left to face him. Cue Jey Uso. The champion criticized Uso for thinking he had a chance against the Ring General when he made a career in tag team wrestling, where he only had to do 50% of the work. Gunther also told Jey he would beat him so badly that fans would not be able to tell the difference between him and brother Jimmy. But this was the other big segment of the night here, no doubt about it. So with that being said, we move on. Return match for the women's tag team championships. The Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane, defending the titles against the challengers and former champions in their own right. The team that they defeated 10 days ago on SmackDown, that SmackDown before the Royal Rumble. Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. MF, I know you were hoping for your girls to get the belts back, but I'm sorry, man, not tonight. Winners of the match, 9 minutes and 50 seconds, and still the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, the Kabuki Warriors, Kairi Sane, and Asuka. So Michael Bullock, nothing left to say here except champions stay the champions here. No big surprise.
Yeah, well, what was the time of the fall again?
9 minutes and 50 seconds.
Yeah, again, I'll give this about maybe another 2.5 to 3 on this one. I mean, but yeah, I mean, the outcome was never in doubt. I know Fletch was really hoping to see Katana Chance and Kaden Carter regain the belts, but yeah, with the way they're pushing the Kabuki Warriors right now, I mean, you have to keep the belts on them. So this was the absolute right call here. So 2.5 to 3, it's yours, Florio.
3 to 3.25 for me. The match was perfectly acceptable pro wrestling, but the lack of investment from a quiet crowd hurt it significantly. Ultimately, Kairi Sane delivered her insane elbow to score the win and retain the titles. The question now is where the champions go from here and which team steps up to challenge them in time for WrestleMania 40. You notice there were 3 such teams in the back. Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae, and Tegan Knox and Natalya. Just saying. Kairi jumped awkwardly off the top rope and completely missed Kaden Carter in an ugly spot. The crowd heat for this was non-existent. The effort continues to be there from the babyfaces, but there has been no character development from Katana Chance or Kaden Carter to convince fans to get behind them. So, sad but true, but, it is what it is. But 3.25 stars. So, for MF, it's a simple case of it was a win-win for him. I mean, Kairi and Asuka, they're from SmackDown. The women's tag team titles stay in the camp of SmackDown. But MF, I'm sure that deep down you wanted to see your girls get the belts back. But sorry, man, not tonight. Kairi and Asuka in 950. So MF, your thoughts?
Now, this was the right outcome. Even though, yes, I would have loved to see Katana and Kaden win the belts back, but it's not their time. They need the Kabuki Warriors to be the champions for a little bit. They just won the titles. It's better that they're the champions right now. So, because I think it plays with the storyline with Bayley and everything else. So who knows? Maybe Bayley might have somebody that can challenge the Kabuki Warriors. And, we'll have to wait and see how it plays out, how the storyline plays out. But right now, I think it definitely is the right call right now. So let's just hold out and see what happens. But up to this point, I'm good with what happened here. So 3.5, nothing more to say. Florio, it's yours.
All right. Before we get to our main event, let's set the table for and then there was footage of a sit down interview in an empty arena with Jackie Redmond and Sami Zayn. So, maybe there's something possibly down the pipeline for Sami Zayn in the future. We'll see. Next Monday night on Raw, 6-man tag team match. Jey Uso and the New Day versus all 3 members of Imperium. R-Truth goes one-on-one with JD McDonough, and Liv Morgan versus Zoe Stark in the next Women's Elimination Chamber qualifier. That will be in Lexington, Kentucky next Monday night. And now we move on to the main event of the evening, bull rope match. The American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, squaring off against Shinsuke Nakamura. Winner of the match, 16 minutes and 50 seconds. No big surprise. It was, of course, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, winning the match. Cody Rhodes maybe finally exorcised the demon known as Shinsuke Nakamura from his life, defeating the artist in a bull rope match tonight. Another in a string of perfectly okay bouts, hurt by the lack of crowd heat early on. It intensified, and by the time Cody fired up late, the crowd was right there with him. And then after the match was over, Drew McIntyre attacked Cody, leaving him lying with a Claymore, and further muddying the WrestleMania title scene, something that appears to be an initiative of the creative forces on this road to Philadelphia. It helps create intrigue and interest in the show, but it does hurt the overall quality of the product, as twists and turns occur in a manner that makes certain angles and segments feel rushed or thrown together on the fly. Maybe the stuff involving Cody Rhodes, The Rock, and Roman Reigns is a masterful story that will unfold in the coming weeks and make perfect sense. But right now, it feels, in a word, messy, which is hardly what we, the fans, want out of WWE television at the hottest period of the year, WrestleMania season. Michael Cole revealed on commentary that the bull rope used for the match was the same one used by Cody's father, the American Dream Dusty Rhodes, in his iconic match against superstar Billy Graham in 1977. The crowd struggled to care much about the Nakamura offensive, mostly because he has yet to win any of the big matches he has been a part of over the last 6 months. Cody gave a sustained glance at the WrestleMania 40 sign, a hint that it is all that is on his mind. Nakamura sprayed Cody with the red mist. The American Nightmare responded with Crossroads, but could not keep him down. So nothing left for me to say on this except second best fight of the night. Solid 4 stars for me on this one. I thought that tag team 4 was just a smidgen better, but I'll give it a solid 4 for the effort here. So nothing more to say here. So MF, Cody Rhodes defeating Shinsuke Nakamura, 16 minutes, 50 seconds in the bull rope match, and then laid out by Drew McIntyre as we went off the air tonight. Whoa, okay. So MF, your thoughts?
Solid main event, very good matchup, no doubt about it. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
All right, just wanted to make sure. Yeah, solid match, no doubt about it. Really good outcome. I really got nothing else to say, nothing bad to say here. It was a solid, like I said, solid main event. Another 3-star bout. Could have been better in certain areas, but I'm not going to be too mad about it. At the end of the day, the right outcome happened. Cody winning. Keep them hot, keep them good heading into WrestleMania. And you could tell his desire is he wants to be. He is going to be at WrestleMania. The thing is, they're trying to manipulate, saying, "Oh, who's he going to go up against?" Again, I laid out the groundwork earlier tonight. I kind of feel like there's something here, and like I said, I know a lot of people were freaking out and panicking that he's not going to go after Roman. I think after the last couple of nights, the reaction from tonight, everything that's going on, and because of the fact that they never really tipped the hand on the actual match at WrestleMania, I think more than ever, I think we're legitimately going to have Roman fight twice in 2 nights. And I think we will finally get Cody versus Roman at Mania. So I'm a lot more confident about it tonight than I probably was on Friday. Let's say that. Bullock, it's yours.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 4 stars as well on this one. I mean, yeah, it definitely keeps the momentum going, and yeah, like you already touched everything on the situation, Fletch. So no need to rehash it on my end. So it's overall thoughts time.
And good old MF Michael Fletcher, you lead it off. This Monday Night Raw as we continue on this most bumpiest of roads to WrestleMania, maybe ever.
Yeah, this is one of the wildest roads we've been on in a long, long time. At the end of the night, I thought they did a good job. This was a solid Monday Night Raw. I'll say about 7.5. Yes, I know there should be more better stuff, but right now, I thought they did fine. So I really got nothing more to say. And Michael Bullock, I give it to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this 7.5 to 8. I thought it was a really good show. I mean, yeah, there were some things that I thought that could have been better, but all in all, I thought they did a good job here. So nothing more to say. It's yours, Florio.
I'm leaning a little more. Yeah, it's tough. I think I'm leaning more towards the 7. I think 7.5 to 8. Bullock's right. There were plenty of things to like about tonight's show, but one cannot help but think, given all of the buzz surrounding the company following the controversial creative call last Friday night on SmackDown, that the show was somewhat flat. There was quality in-ring content thanks to that opening 4-way tag match and some quality story development, but this show lacked a sense of urgency and failed to really build on what we saw last Friday night. Mostly because WWE has its eggs in the WrestleMania kickoff event Thursday night in Las Vegas. That will be an explosive press conference and provide more answers to the questions fans have. But this felt more like a placeholder broadcast than anything else. So it's mainly because of the in-ring action and those couple of quality segments that I'm gonna give it just about what Bullock had, between 7.5 and 8 out of 10. So Not much more to say on that. Let's quickly get into my Tony's take here. As of course, you know how we do that as always. That of course is it's Impact Wrestling, of course, and it's also Level Up. And we'll start it off with Impact Wrestling from last Thursday night. And here we are. Nick Nemeth, formerly Dolph Ziggler, squaring off against Trey Miguel. Nick Nemeth wins in 7 minutes and 3 seconds, 2.5, 2 3/4. Nemeth continues to establish himself in TNA, and that shouldn't take much time while he is getting some wins like this one. His first big match, Steve Macklin, and that will go well. They're off to a good start with Nemeth, and I'm curious to see where he goes from here, which is a good sign. Decay, Jessica Havoc, and Rosemary squaring off against Mila Moore and Savannah Thorne. Decay wins in 2:44. Worst fight of the night, absolute dud. Delicious squash, nothing more to say. Brian Myers of the System squaring off against Kevin Knight. Brian Myers wins the match 10 minutes and 42 seconds. Sleeper fight of the night here. I got to give this about 3 to 3 1/4. Knight's high-flying offense was worth a look, and it was smart to let Myers get in a clean win without the help of the System. It's not like beating Kevin Knight is that big of a deal, but at some point you need to let the team look good. Knight is someone who could be something in the future, but we're a good ways off from that point. Frankie Kazarian cutting a heel promo explaining why he did what he did to Eric Young. And then Diener went up against PCO. PCO in 1 minute and 2 seconds, another dud. Masha Slamovich squaring off against Jody Threat. Masha Slamovich wins in 4 minutes and 14 seconds, 2 stars. It was a match that didn't exactly add much as they set up a match with after MK Ultra had already said they were coming for the Knockouts tag titles. Didn't leave much here, but it did get Slamovich in the ring before the title shot. Granted, it might have been better had she and her partner wrestled together, but it's better than nothing. And then finally, the first match in a best-of-3 series for the TNA World Tag Team Championship. The champions, ABC, squaring off against the Grizzled Young Veterans. The Grizzled Young Veterans win the match, 15 minutes and 38 seconds. Hands down, fight of the night, 4 stars. I could go for more from these guys, and that is exactly what we're going to get. ABC needed some fresh competition, and it's nice to see the GYV being themselves rather than what they were stuck doing in NXT. The champs had to lose the first match to make the veterans seem like a real threat, and where else are you going to see a scarf used to win a match? 7 out of 10. Impact is the easiest show to jump into as there is nothing overly complicated. Stories make sense. There's enough recaps to fill someone in without any real trouble. That is something so few promotions can make work, and they do it here every week. As usual, there was no blowaway match, even though that main event was great. But it advanced enough stuff to make me want to see how things play out. That's how a weekly show is supposed to go, and this one did its job well. It did what it needed to do. So that was a 7 out of 10 for that. I'm just checking to see. Nothing. I mean, there's only one match that has been announced, and I don't remember what that was, but I'm not gonna, waste too much time getting on that because we gotta get going here. So let me quickly get into NXT Level Up, and then we'll call it a night and set up what's going to be a very exciting week of future content coming up here on our family of networks. So NXT Level Up. Let's quickly take a look at what happened on this past week's show. And I'm going to tell you right now, it was not a good show. Let me tell you that right now. Hank Walker and Tank Ledger versus Tyson DuPont and Tyreek Igwe. It was Hank Walker and Tank Ledger winning the match, 6 minutes and 23 seconds. They hit each other hard. It wasn't pretty or didn't have any finesse. But big dudes hitting each other hard can be fun. 2-star match. Blair Davenport went up against Carly Bright. And Blair Davenport winning the match, 5 minutes and 6 seconds. Half a star. Probably went a bit too long for Bright as she is still working on things, as it was only her second match on the show. The crowd was dead. Didn't help matters. They worked hard, but I wasn't really feeling this one. Half a star. Brooks Jensen versus Dante Chen. Brooks Jensen in 508. It ended quickly as they went from the slip to the ending in no time flat. Not much to this one as it was just super basic stuff. I like Jensen's gimmick, but it didn't show much here. 1.25 stars. It was a 4 out of 10. Not the best show, but as I usually say, it's an easy watch. You will have some down episodes just due to the nature of the show, but even those can be interesting as these young men and women develop and work on new gimmicks. So I'm sorry, I was not impressed with that show. 4 out of 10. So that's it. That will put the bow on this edition of Ridiculously Raw. We want to thank you all so very much for tuning in as always. We will be back with you Wednesday night at 10:30 over on MF's channel, BraceFan 95, for another edition of Wednesday Night Madness. NXT, the fallout from Vengeance Day, and a huge, loaded, pay-per-view quality edition of AEW Dynamite. You're not going to want to miss that, friend. And we're going to have a lot to say about that on Wednesday night. And then Friday night, 10:30 here on the Tone 25, our first huge TXN Sports World show of the calendar year. Our complete in-depth preview of Super Bowl 58. It's all about Super Bowl 58. That goes down this Sunday night at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. The NFC champion San Francisco 49ers, the AFC champion Kansas City Chiefs. Only one can hoist the Lombardi Trophy yet again. It'll either be the 4th time for the Chiefs or it'll be a 6th time for the 49ers, which would tie New England and Pittsburgh for the most all time. So, you know how we do it. Offense, defense, special teams, coaches, intangibles, X factors, the whole 9 yards. And we're going to break all of that down come Friday night. You do not want to miss that. And then Saturday night, maybe we'll see Cerebral Smack Talk, Friday Night SmackDown, AEW Collision. We'll see about that for Saturday night. And then next week, right back here for Ridiculously Raw as we continue on the road to the Elimination Chamber. So there isn't anything else left for me to say on this. So until Wednesday night for Wednesday Night Madness over on MF's channel, BraceFan 95, this is Anthony Florio here for good old MF Michael Fletcher. And in spirit, the Phenom Michael Bullock. And of course, always and forever, the First Lady of Talking Wrestling TXN, the one and only Twisted Angel DD Woodson. You know the routine, everybody. Thumbs up. Talk to you later. Yeah. Throw it up Fortune Force style. Bye for now, my friends. God bless. Be good to each other. Have a blessed couple of days. And until Wednesday night from Wednesday Night Madness, you've been watching Ridiculously Raw right here on the Tone 25 on YouTube and StreamYard.com. And remember, my friends, no matter what anyone tells you beyond anything else, wrestling is indeed actually real. For everybody who has been a part of this one, for now, Anthony Florio, so long, and bye, everybody. Bye.